In the game of football, legends are made on the field, but sometimes their boldest plays happen far from it. From pantyhose to pizza chains, from male-enhancement pills to fleece blankets with sleeves, these are the moments when NFL greatness met marketing madness. These are the wild, hilarious, and downright head-scratching deals that made fans ask, wait, he agreed to sell what? Jonathan Ogden, auto insurance. In Baltimore, Jonathan Ogden is revered. A Hall of Fame tackle, a scholar of the game, the cornerstone of a franchise, which makes his Geico insurance commercial all the more funny. Shot on a shoestring budget, the ad featured Ogden, all 6'9", 350 pounds of him, dancing beside a cartoon car, promoting low-cost auto insurance. The jingle was catchy, the graphics were atrocious, and the internet loved it. It was so lo-fi, so earnest, that it became instantly iconic. Seeing one of football's most stoic linemen shimmy next to clip art was comedy gold. Ogden, ever the good sport, owned it. He joked about the ad for years, even appearing at local events where fans would sing the jingle back to him. DeMarcus Ware, Clay Matthews, and Wes Welker, depends. Some endorsements are strange because they're scandalous. This one was strange because it was brave. In 2012, 3 NFL stars, DeMarcus Ware, Clay Matthews, and Wes Welker, wore Depends adult incontinence gear for a charity campaign called The Great American Try-On. Yes, 3 peak condition athletes wearing adult diapers on national television. The visuals were jarring. The message, courage, confidence, and humor. The campaign sought to destigmatize a taboo topic, and it worked, mostly because the players approached it earnestly. They laughed, they joked, they owned it. Fans initially cringed, then applauded. In a sport obsessed with optics, it was disarmingly humble. The trio even coined the phrase, the Dependables. And while the jokes never fully stopped, their willingness to humanize a vulnerable issue earned them respect. Drew Brees, NyQuil Dayquil. Drew Brees was a surgeon with the football, the ultimate precision passer. So when he began endorsing NyQuil and Dayquil, fans laughed. The idea of the NFL's Iron Man talking about colds and congestion felt fictional. The commercials leaned into his clean-cut image, Brees waking up refreshed, ready to conquer the day. The tone? Half locker room pep talk, half pharmacy aisle lecture. The campaign wasn't offensive, just hilariously wholesome. It positioned Brees as football's ultimate dad, fixing sniffles one play at a time. Critics called it peak suburban energy, but the ad worked because it fit his off-field persona perfectly. He was always the straight-laced leader, the family man, the guy who'd probably remind you to take your vitamins and eat your vegetables. Ray Lewis, Snuggie. Ray Lewis spent 17 years striking fear into opposing offenses. His pregame speeches were biblical. His hits, thunderous. When he popped up in a commercial wearing a Snuggie, the fleece blanket with sleeves, everyone thought it must be a Saturday Night Live sketch or something. It wasn't. There he was, the fiercest linebacker of his era, grinning in a purple blanket with sleeves, looking like he traded the playbook for a pajama party, reminding everyone to stay warm and stay strong. The RL52 Snuggie sparked more memes than sales, but Ray Lewis couldn't have cared less. He faced the ridicule head-on, embracing the absurdity with the same fearlessness he showed on Sundays, laughing at himself for a partnership so mismatched it became legendary. Peyton and Eli Manning, Oreos. Before social media challenges took over the internet, 2 brothers from New Orleans turned cookie dunking into a full-blown rivalry. The Oreo Double Stuff League was ridiculous by design. Peyton and Eli Manning, both Super Bowl MVPs, squaring off to see who could twist, lick, and dunk faster. There were referees, trophies, uniforms, and even mock press conferences. It was pure childhood silliness disguised as marketing genius. The humor wasn't just in the cookies, it was in the contrast. 2 of the smartest, most analytical quarterbacks in history, treating snack time like 4th and goal. Peyton's intensity met Eli's deadpan charm, and somehow it worked. Fans loved it because it was real. Competition between brothers, something everyone with a sibling could relate to. The absurdity was never mean-spirited, just endearing. By the end of the campaign, Oreos had become a symbol of family, competition, and good-natured goofiness. Larry Fitzgerald, University of Phoenix. In a world of protein shakes and sneakers, Larry Fitzgerald did the unthinkable. He sold education. The Arizona Cardinals' elegant wide receiver became the face of the University of Phoenix, not as a celebrity dropout pretending to care, but as an actual student finishing his degree. The commercials showed Fitzgerald studying on flights, taking online classes between games, and talking earnestly about perseverance. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't funny, it was genuine. That authenticity was both inspiring and odd. Here was a future Hall of Famer selling an idea, not a product, and for a for-profit university whose academic credibility drew skepticism. Some applauded him as a role model for lifelong learning. Others thought it was too corporate, too polished, like Fitzgerald had wandered into a TED Talk. But the sincerity won out. He completed his degree in 2016 and later earned a master's. For a sport obsessed with strength, Fitzgerald endorsed something rarer: intellect. Tom Brady, Ugg boots. Tom Brady's life is precision, discipline, and grit. When the toughest quarterback of his era signed on to promote Ugg boots, yes, the soft sheepskin slippers, known for their comfort and coziness, many questioned if Giselle had broken Tom. In the early 2010s, Brady became the face and the feet of Ugg for Men. The campaign featured him strolling city streets, looking effortlessly chic, while narrating about comfort, warmth, and style. For a league built on mud and blood, this was a fashion curveball. Teammates teased him, fans joked, but Brady, ever composed, turned it into a triumph. Sales among men climbed, and suddenly, Ugg wasn't just for praised yoga moms, they were for everyone. Brady's legacy, untouchable, but the sight of him lounging in luxury fuzzy slippers remains one of the strangest visuals in NFL marketing history. Jimmy Johnson extends. Jimmy Johnson's hair was perfect, his grin unwavering, his confidence eternal. But nothing could prepare football fans for his strangest call. A commercial for Extends, a male-enhancement supplement. There was Johnson, sitting comfortably on camera, smiling with that familiar post-game glow. "Extends gives me the edge," he said, with unmistakable double meaning. The ad script left nothing to the imagination. Neither did the public's reaction. Here was a Hall of Fame coach, the architect of the 1990s Dallas dynasty, now pitching pills for performance. The juxtaposition was hysterical, shocking, and weirdly endearing. Johnson later claimed the product was about vitality, not virility, but by then, the jokes were unstoppable. Late-night shows roasted him for weeks. And yet, Johnson didn't flinch. He laughed at himself, pocketed the check, and walked away untouched. In a league built on swagger and risk, few endorsements took a bigger gamble. It may have been awkward, but it was also pure Jimmy. Confident, fearless, and impossible to ignore. Joe Namath, Beauty Mist Pantyhose, 1974. In 1974, football met fashion in the strangest way imaginable. Joe Namath, the swaggering fur coat-wearing quarterback who famously guaranteed his underdog Jets would win Super Bowl III, stepped in front of a camera to promote Beauty Mist Pantyhose. The spot opened on a pair of shapely legs stretched across a sofa. Viewers leaned closer. Whose legs were those? The camera panned up, and there he was, Broadway Joe. Namath grinned and purred. "If Beauty Mist can make my legs look good, imagine what they can do for yours." America froze. A symbol of toughness had just pitched women's hosiery with the same swagger he played with on the field. It was absurd, it was bold, and it worked. Sales spiked. Namath laughed all the way to the bank. Yet in that single ad, he shattered expectations about masculinity, showmanship, and the limits of sports celebrity. Half the country thought it was brilliant. The other half thought he had officially lost his mind. Either way, it's still the most talked about endorsement in NFL history. In the world of endorsements, some players chase money, others chase meaning, but they all eventually chase the same thing: attention. From Broadway Joe's pantyhose to Larry Fitzgerald's diploma, these deals remind us that football fame doesn't end at the sideline. It spills into living rooms, commercials, and sometimes straight into the surreal. For every product that fits perfectly, there's a Snuggie waiting in the wings. And that's the beauty of it: the unpredictability, the humanity, and when we're lucky, the humor.